So for a lot of teams in the NFL, halfway through the season, man, time goes by so quick. Anyways, another week down, another week in the books. Let's take a look back at what was in week number 8 of the 2019 NFL season. Kicking us off on Thursday night. It was a full night of revenge. It's Kirk Cousins against his old team. It's Adrian Peterson and Case Keenum against their old team. Well, Kirk Cousins ultimately got revenge on his former team. Keenum got knocked out of the game at one point due to, I believe it was concussion or whatever the hell it was. It doesn't matter. Vikings did enough. Win 19-9. The Seahawks in the early Sunday action jumped out to a big lead, but Matt Schaub made sure he got some garbage time stats. They held off the Falcons, though, 27-20. The Eagles ended up rushing for over 200 yards against that really good Bills defense, and they stomped Buffalo in Buffalo 31-13, at least for the time being, salvaging their season. Trubisky's terrible. We all know this. Of course, Pinheiro missed 2 field goals, and one of them at the end of the game. The first one, a doink. Chargers come into Soldier Field and find a way, even though they didn't deserve it. They got it done. They win 17-16. Matthew Stafford throws for 342 yards and 3 touchdowns as the Lions hold off the Giants 31-26. Hey, another game, another 4 turnovers for Jameis Winston. Hoorah! You ever remember when that dude that one time was talking about he's going to eat them W's? Who the fuck would foul that guy? Let's go out there, these are W's. Let's go eat some W's. Shut the fuck up. How about 4 more turnovers to you? In the meantime, Ryan Tannehill was good enough, efficient enough. Titans win 27-23, even though Mike Vrabel tried to cost him a game as much as he possibly could. Jacoby Brissett engineers a last-minute drive, and the Colts come back to win. Last-second field goal by Adam Vinatieri from 51 yards, 15-13. Cooper Kupp in London goes off for 220 receiving yards, helping the Rams have a hip, jolly old time in London, helping the Rams beat the woeful Bungles 24-10. Drew Brees makes his return and throws for 373 yards and 3 touchdowns as the Saints romp over the Cardinals 31-9. Sam Darnold, another bad game, throws 3 picks, and you get a little more Minshew magic this time. Jaguars win 29-15. Hee. The 49ers offense exploded for 51 points. Their defense is dominant, and they skinned the Cats. They skinned the Panthers 51-13. You had turnovers in the first half on 3 consecutive plays for the Browns, really sinking any chances that they had. After that, they played a lot better, but by then it was way, way too late against a team that is this good. Patriots win another one against another bad team, 27-13, and the drive to 16-0 continues. Deshaun Watson came up clutch in the 4th quarter. Oh, you're going to kick me in the eye? Who gives a crap? Bam! Touchdown pass! Texans beat the Raiders 27-24. Aaron Jones' big day, over 200 combined yards, helps Green Bay over the Chiefs in Arrowhead. Damn. So I get for doing these videos at like 5:30 in the fucking morning. Packers over the Chiefs 31-24. The Steelers fall down 14-0 early because, of course, the Steelers always struggle against crappy teams. But they managed to respond, scored 27 unanswered on Monday night, keep the Dolphins winless. They win 27-14, lowering the first-round picks spot that they gave to Miami Dolphins. Hip, hip, hooray! Now let's take a look at the winners and losers from the week that was. Start off with the winners, the Philadelphia Eagles. They really, really needed that performance. They really, really needed to be able to run the ball like that. They really, really needed to be able to come out on the road against a playoff team in the Bills and do business. And they did exactly that. Gets a little bit of the taste out of their mouth from last week's piss poor performance against the Cowboys on Sunday night. Now the Eagles are 4-4, and they can at least feel like they have a chance that they're in the mix, that they're not out of it. They needed that win. They had to have it, and they got it done. The Houston Texans. You could say, well, it makes them losers for losing J.J. Watt for the season 2 to a torn pec. I agree. But, the Raiders are a game team. They're a competitive team. And the Texans found a way to get it done yet again. They're sitting at, 5-3? They're right in the mix in the AFC South and right in the mix in the AFC in general. And then I look at Kirk Cousins. What better way to get revenge on your old team than beat them? I know you didn't put up great numbers, and I know you didn't have a great game, but the bottom line is, a W is a W. And as Jameis would say, let's go eat some W's. Let's talk about the losers from week number 8. Mitchell Trubisky. Duh. I can't imagine there are Bears fans that are trying to compare him throwing an interception to Philip Rivers throwing an interception, even though Philip Rivers' interception was early on in the game, and Mitchell Trubisky's was in the fourth quarter as the Bears are trying to hold on to a lead and potentially nail that. And then the reckless fumble that put the Chargers in position to score the go-ahead touchdown. Like, the dude's just done. He's a bust. He's a buster. He sucks. And it is high time everybody acknowledges that. You can make all the excuses you want, but at some point in time, if the talent is good enough, the talent will overcome it to a certain degree. Like Aaron Rodgers had to overcome Mike McCarthy for years. For years. Because Aaron Rodgers is freaking good enough to do that. Mitchell Trubisky is not that. Mitchell Trubisky sucks. And you see a guy that is rattled, shaken, terrified, has zero confidence. And once you get to a point where a quarterback doesn't have confidence, you can't just coach that up. You just can't fix that. He's shell-shocked. That's how you know it's truly over. There is no hope. Jameis Winston, for Christ's sakes, it is year number 5 now. Back-to-back games, 6 turnovers, 4 turnovers. And even if you want to hit me with the spin of, well, you know, this interception wasn't his fault, or that interception wasn't his fault. Just in the grand scheme of things, Jameis Winston turns over the ball too way goddamn much. He's leading the league at the quarterback position in terms of turnovers. Bruce Arians is supposed to be able to come in there and fix some of this crap. He hasn't. Now you know that Jameis isn't that dude. You know Jameis isn't that dude. And at least if you're the Buccaneers organization, at least you had this season to find out, and you're finding out, so you know you don't have to pay him big-time money in the offseason. Unless you're morons and you're gluttons for punishment and wanting even more of it. Or you're thinking somehow, some way, Jameis is going to figure it out, stop turning the ball over like a moron, and you're going to eat some W's. And then in general, like keeping up with the loser thing in terms of the quarterbacks. This 2018 quarterback class, I'll leave Lamar out of the mix because he's actually done well and his team was on a bye. But you look at it. Baker Mayfield went first overall. He's got Bust City written all over him. Sam Darnold went 3rd overall in that draft, and these last 2 games he has been horrendous. Josh Allen gives you flashes of where he doesn't totally suck, and then he has other moments where he totally sucks, and he was taken 7th in that draft. And then Josh Rosen, who was taken 10th overall in that draft, can't even start in freaking Miami for a team that is taken! You have 5 quarterbacks right now. 5 quarterbacks out of that draft class. 5 of them. And the one you're worried about the least in the grand scheme of things is the one that was taken with the last pick in the first round. That's Lamar Jackson. Yeah, that's not good. Now, obviously, some of this could change and some of this could turn around. But the early returns on this 2018 quarterback class, especially looking at this season, are not very good. Let's transition now to the top performers from week number 8. Drew Brees, 373 yards passing and 3 touchdowns in his return to action for the Saints, helping them steamroll the Cardinals. Aaron Jones going for 226 total yards and 2 touchdowns, helping the Packers beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead. Mike Evans, yes, it was in a losing effort, but 11 catches, 198 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's grown man shit right there, because he is a grown man. Darren Fells had 6 receptions for 58 yards and 2 touchdowns. The 49ers defense, once again, doing its thing, big things. 3 interceptions of Kyle Allen, 7 sacks, only 13 points allowed. You know, it's that defense that's going to put him in position. It will ultimately be up to Jimmy G and that offense as to whether or not they can validate that position when it really matters. Which brings me to this 2-minute drill. And just a really quick thing about young quarterbacks. When you look at the history of these young quarterbacks or these quarterbacks that have been taken in the draft, let's say since 2013, you know, none of those guys worked out. But that was a really, really historically bad draft class anyways. But you had E.J. Manuel was taken in the first round. He was a total bust. Then you go to 2014 and you look at the quarterbacks taken there. Blake Bortles went 3rd overall. He was a bust. Manziel was, pick 22? He was a bust. Teddy Bridgewater was taken with the last pick or so of round number 1. It's taken some time. He had the injury. He was out a couple of years. He looks like, you know, he'll be a long-term starter for somebody somewhere else. But you look at 2015, the top 2 picks in the draft, Winston and Mariota, let's face it, they are both bust. You look at 2016. Jared Goff is Carson Wentz is a little bit better. Some people might argue the best quarterback in that draft class was taken in the 4th round of Dak Prescott. Got the 2017 draft, which produced studs like Mahomes and Watson, but also produced Mitchell Trubisky. Then this 2018 class certainly isn't lighting the world on fire. It's amazing to me as philosophies change and the importance is placed on having the young quarterback, especially on that rookie contract. It's striking when you see it goes right in the case of Kansas City or Houston, and you see where it goes wrong with so many other teams. It just speaks to how unpredictable this whole thing is. You had a ton of people that were thinking Baker Mayfield was can't miss and da-da-da-da-da. And right now he's bullshit. Like, he is the Trubisky of the AFC. And if you don't think that's true, you're kidding yourself. You're kidding yourself. Bortles went 3rd overall. Should have never went there, but he was a massive bust. Like, when you think about the way this all played out, some of these presumptive guys, like Winston's going to be the guy, and Mariota's a step below, and neither one of them became the fucking dude. Just maybe a reminder to us as much as anything else that just because a quarterback is young doesn't mean he's going to be any damn good. Doesn't mean that he's going to change anything about your organization, could potentially make it worse. And just in general proves just how much of a crapshoot it is trying to find that franchise guy. Because some teams get it right, and a lot of other teams will be right back in that position again soon enough trying to find that dude because they missed again.